Hello everybody, this is Daemeous and welcome to another Starcraft 2 commentary. I was only going to do the 3 I did for today, which were the 4-gate videos, which showed me attempting the build outlined by Husky Starcraft, good channel on YouTube, as I said before, check him out. Once again, I am the Red Protoss. I'm glad about that, although this time I did get to choose what colour I would be. As you can see, there are 6 players in this battle. We have me as the Red Protoss, my friend Merok, who's currently playing through the 7-hour trial, playing as the Teal Terran, and another friend of mine, Eagles, who bought Starcraft 2 just because of my replays, I think. And this is his first ever online game. He played through the tutorial as Terran, but this is the first time ever playing Protoss. So, you know, shout out to him for actually getting the game. Boo, Merok, buy the game, you know you want to. And the other players are just AI players. The pink Terran, green Zerg, and purple Protoss. In these games you won't see any scouting by us because the AI builds are fairly similar. I think in this game they're all on medium. You can see I'm walling off, Merok's walling off, and Eagles put a pylon there. Let's put a pylon there, and a gateway. Of course the Zerg scouting me. But yeah, I am doing these bonus videos because of one thing. I managed to find out how to make my videos half the size they were before, and uploading so I can upload them twice as fast. So I'm doing these bonus videos. Remember, if you're doing videos, it's just as important to encode the audio as it is to encode the video. Now, me and Eagles are both still only on probes, while the AI is already getting forces out. Thankfully, I've played the AI quite a few times, and I know they usually go for a rush just after you've got enough units to hold it back. Whereas there's 3 of them here. Eagle's sending out a scouting probe, which good for a new player. Good timing as well. However, it is going to get attacked by Lings, but it does get to show off that it's got a Roach Warren out, which is useful knowledge. Well, it would be if we were playing a game where I didn't already know Zerg going for roaches. Now he's got his Stalker out. And I've got quite a few dots and a bigger economy compared to Eagles. But that's of course to be expected. I mean, he's not doing too bad for his first ever game. Granted, we were helping out on Vent. He's got a second gateway up now, just like I have. Now see, he's trying to protect both of his ramps. Yeah, that was pinging to say this is a natural expansion. Take it. Although it was fairly pointless him taking that. We're trying to protect this, because there's no real way around the back of the base. These places, of course, I know Merok's taking his. You have to go through our bases to get there, or use air units. So, little pointless. You can just hold this off. Yeah, it's not quite gonna rush yet. Now he's got quite a few Marines there. How many Marines has he got? 8. Whereas even the AI doesn't have that many Marines. I also have 7 Zealots myself. I think that was Merrick scanning. I'm not sure. We were setting pings left when I'm talking on Ven, so it'll probably leave you a bit disorientated. It's leaving me a bit disorientated. Okay, sorry about that. It seems that my computer's not too happy about doing 3v3s. which isn't going to be fun for the next few videos if you watch them. Psylocked here, bad move by me. I'm getting my expansion up. Marik's already got his up. What I usually tend to do is get it up shortly before or shortly after the AI send out their first wave of units. Getting a few pylons up now for Psi, and here they go. Now they're all moving out simultaneously. Just one thing that's annoying about AI in, you know, 8 or so player games, in this case 6 player games, they all work together. They all move out at the exact same time. And they're not too grouped up there, but I just got my army out. You know, about 8 minutes in this rush, this attack is happening. And he's got all his units up there, free to just rain down death and destruction. Wiped out most of his units. You know, the Terran retreated. I decided I'm gonna hold this. Maybe I didn't. I was thinking about holding this choke, but I guess I didn't. Seeing as this is the only land access. Unless, of course, you take Reapers through there, or down there. Or drop units. But in the early game, this is really the only access point, so I should have just blocked that off. He's got a Twilight Council up. I think he's mostly building things for the sake of building and seeing what they do. Still, the best way to learn is by doing, so you can't knock him for that. Americ, come on, buy the game. You know better than that. As you can see, you're almost as good as me at this. Okay, I tell a lie. But yeah, heavy economy on my part, 42 probes. That's more than the entire AI team put together. Now add all those together, you got 33. So I've got 11 more than their entire team. And I finally move out here. I should have called for backup, but I got a bit cocky. I mean, can you blame me? I am me. Now, I know I'm pretty terrible at this, but I'm better than medium AI. You know, they sent out some help and then saw my forces and decided better of it. Cowardly AI. And they just sit back as I slaughter this guy's base. No, now Merrick notices that I've moved out. After shouting at me. But he just placed himself there and there we go, finally moves in. To help me mop up. Of course, or maybe not. So if the AI had any sense, see that was quite useful scanning there, so we could get line of sight up the hill. Though it's a bit too far off. I don't think he'd see these 2 sentries at the bottom. Yeah, it would have been a good point for the pink AI to move out and go straight for our bases, if it wasn't for my few warp gates being able to warp in a few units at the same time. See, we're waffle stomping these guys. I did quite like this map. We've got a nice layout, got a central choke point, other access routes for cliff jumping units. You know, near a high yield that actually is one that's dangerous to take. Because it's easy to come over it'll be relatively easy to come over this cliff and raid the mineral line. I mean, especially marauders. So, if I'd taken this, it would have been easy if he'd have sensed it, because he does have a sensor up right there. He could have just built marauders, jumped them down here, and killed my workers because they do bonus damage to light units, and then destroyed the command center if I hadn't lifted it off. Now I did let the Zerg survive here, but I changed my mind later. And I think that's Merrick scanning or pinging for no discernible reason. Now look at that, he's finally going to attack me with those units. He finally gets to use them. He's danced around with them for most of the game, but now he's finally using the units. Or losing the units, as it seems to be. Go, go, Zealots! So we have some focus on those Zealots while I have these units completely ravage the Zerg base. Player 3 is being revealed, so we know where both of these buildings are. Useful knowledge, that. And Eagles gets DTs out. And a couple of Zealots, but you put them, I think you just right clicked on there rather than attack moving. But yeah, he does some great stuff with the DTs later on. Well, not in this game, in a later game. But yeah, speaking of marauders, they are pretty good against buildings and light units. Double damage to light units, and I think it was roughly like 6 times damage to buildings. It's rather nice. Anyway, that's it to this commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.